I'm just saying that because you really find out who your real friends are when things are bad, man. When things are great, everybody loves you, but
There is no denying that one-on-one was once Flex Alexander's pride because it brought him success and outstanding fame. However, one-on-one can also be considered a trap in Flex's life because it caused him to fall to the point where he could barely raise his head. Some people confirmed that Flex's life after one-on-one was literally hell because of his financial troubles that led to his homelessness. To know more clearly what happened to Flex Alexander, don't miss this video. No matter what happens, Flex Washington is still the quintessential cool dad, a character who brings a perfect blend of humor, style, and just the right touch of anxiety to the screen. Flex was the kind of father who, despite his best efforts, was perpetually out of his depth, trying to navigate the unpredictable waters of parenthood, especially with his teenage daughter, Brianna. His attempts to keep Brianna from transitioning into adulthood overnight were akin to a novice attempting to defuse a bomb with only a vague idea of how it works. Every misstep felt monumental, and every decision seemed fraught with the potential for disaster. In a show where the stakes were often high, Flex's role was a balancing act of comedic timing and heartfelt moments. He was the dad who tried to be the voice of reason in a world where Brianna's teenage problems seemed insurmountable. He grappled with the same challenges faced by many parents, trying to set boundaries while desperately wanting to avoid pushing his daughter away. The way he handled Brianna's adolescent turbulence with a combination of humor and a slight air of panic was not just entertaining, but also incredibly relatable to many viewers who saw their own struggles mirrored in his efforts. Flex Alexander's portrayal of this character was not just memorable, it was one of the high points of his career. Before One-on-One, Alexander had been part of the ensemble cast of the successful series Girlfriends. However, he made the bold decision to leave the show after just one episode to focus on the sitcom One-on-One, which he not only starred in but also produced. This move was a significant gamble, one that could have gone either way. Fortunately for him and for fans, it paid off. One-on-One quickly became a hit, resonating with audiences who appreciated its fresh take on the single-parent dynamic and the humor embedded in Flex's struggles and triumphs. However, the show's success wasn't destined to last forever. After 4 years of solid ratings and a loyal fan base, the producers decided to pivot the show's direction. They chose to shift the focus from Flex Washington's character to Brianna and her friends in college. This change aimed to give the series a younger vibe, aligning it with the evolving interests of its audience. While this strategy might have seemed like a logical progression, it didn't sit well with the show's original fans. The focus on college life and the subsequent exclusion of Flex's character led to a noticeable shift in the show's tone and dynamic, which many viewers found disconcerting. The backlash was swift and unforgiving. The show's ratings began to decline, and what was once a beloved series struggled to maintain its audience. Despite the change in direction, the magic that had initially drawn viewers in was gone. The show's cancellation was inevitable. Flex Washington was written out of the series, and the character that had become so integral to the show's identity was no longer part of the narrative. Then, Flex Alexander faced a financial reality check that many might find surprising given his high-profile career. The character's easygoing demeanor and on-screen success were a stark contrast to the financial struggles Flex encountered behind the scenes. His story serves as a cautionary tale about the pitfalls of living beyond one's means and the harsh lessons that can come with newfound wealth. In his early days, Flex was no stranger to financial hardship. Growing up, both his mother and grandmother managed to make ends meet, but were often constrained by their paycheck-to-paycheck existence. This background shaped his understanding of money, but did not necessarily prepare him for the financial pressures of sudden celebrity. When Flex's acting career took off, he found himself earning a substantial $25,000 a week, a figure that, while impressive, presented its own set of challenges. The excitement of newfound wealth can be intoxicating, and for Flex, it was no different. Earning $25,000 a week, he felt flush with cash, and his spending habits reflected that. However, the thrill of high earnings came with a significant oversight: taxes. Flex failed to account for the substantial tax liabilities that would eat into his income. As a result, he found himself living a lifestyle that was unsustainable. For every dollar he earned, he spent a dollar, neglecting the essential practice of saving and investing wisely. This approach might work temporarily, but it creates a precarious financial situation where the absence of future income can quickly lead to dire straits. The financial strain became more apparent when the steady flow of money stopped. The bills that once seemed manageable now piled up at an alarming speed. Flex and his partner, Shanice, who had enjoyed a lavish lifestyle during the show's run, found themselves grappling with mounting expenses. In an attempt to alleviate their financial woes, they decided to refinance their home. This move involved pulling out additional funds to cover their immediate financial needs, a decision that, unfortunately, only served to deepen their debt. Adding to the complexity of their financial situation was Flex's significant investment in real estate. He had invested heavily in properties, a move that initially seemed promising. However, the timing of these investments could not have been worse. The real estate market was volatile, and Flex's investments did not yield the returns he had anticipated. He later described this period as one where financial institutions were eager to issue loans, but they were also setting up borrowers for failure by extending credit too easily. This environment made it tempting for Flex to overextend himself, only to face the consequences when the market shifted unfavorably. At the zenith of his career, Flex and his partner Shanice were living what many would consider the dream life. They had access to almost limitless credit, and their earnings were substantial, with Flex bringing home nearly $1.3 million at his peak. The lavish lifestyle that accompanied this wealth was marked by high spending, and for a time it seemed like there was no end in sight to their financial prosperity. However, this seeming invincibility was built on a precarious foundation. The reality of financial management, or the lack thereof, eventually caught up with them. By 2006, the cracks in their financial stability began to show. Their expenses had ballooned beyond their income, a common pitfall for many who experience sudden wealth. The lavish spending on luxury items, expensive homes, and the illusion of endless credit masked the underlying financial instability. By 2010, the situation had deteriorated drastically. The once seemingly invincible lifestyle came crashing down when the police came to evict Shanice and their children from their home. This moment was a devastating blow. Shanice was preparing for a show that night, rehearsing her songs and feeling optimistic about her performance. The sudden and loud knock on the door, announcing that they had only 5 minutes to vacate the premises, was a crushing and surreal moment. I had a show to do that night and was about to get in the shower, and I was rehearsing my songs, and I was in a great mood, and all of a sudden that knock on the door was so loud, Shanice later recalled. They said we had 5 minutes to get out. I think that has to be like one of the worst days of my life. The emotional and psychological toll of such an event is hard to overstate. It was a stark contrast to the life they had once known. Following the eviction, Flex and his family were forced to move out of their home and into rental properties. This was a significant come-down from the lifestyle of luxury they had previously enjoyed. The transition to renting was not just a physical move, but also a symbolic one, marking the shift from affluence to financial struggle. Flex later admitted to Yahoo Finance, "I never had the training to handle finances." This confession highlights a crucial aspect of his financial troubles: the lack of financial education and management skills. Despite earning substantial amounts of money, without the right knowledge or advisors, it is all too easy to mismanage funds and end up in financial ruin. Flex's story did not go unnoticed by his peers. His friend and co-worker Kelly Penn offered supportive words, emphasizing the importance of loyalty and perseverance. Penn stated, "I'll support Flex. I'll support my friends, whether or not they're high, high, or low, low. That episode, that chapter of his life was something that he gracefully got to the other side of. But no storm lasts forever. This sentiment underscores the support and solidarity among friends during tough times and acknowledges that financial struggles, while challenging, are often temporary and can be overcome. During the height of their financial struggles, there were many nights when the emotional weight of their situation became almost too much to bear. Shanice would often find herself crying on Flex's shoulder, overwhelmed by the enormity of their difficulties. Flex, in turn, experienced moments of vulnerability where he would cry on Shanice's shoulder, seeking solace and strength from his partner. These moments of despair were a reflection of the profound bond they shared and their mutual reliance on each other to navigate their turbulent circumstances. Despite the gravity of their situation, the couple remained determined to persevere. Shanice later reflected on their struggles, recalling Flex's unwavering optimism. Flex would say, "Come on, we got it. God's got a plan for us. We are not going to give up." This encouraging mantra became a cornerstone of their resilience. Flex's belief in a higher plan and his refusal to surrender to despair played a crucial role in motivating them to keep moving forward, even when the path seemed insurmountable. One particularly poignant moment that exemplifies their perseverance occurred on their anniversary. Flex, feeling the weight of their financial troubles more acutely than ever, found himself in a position where he had no money to celebrate the occasion. This was a deeply distressing situation for him, as he wanted to honor their special day, but felt powerless to do so. In a raw and emotional interview, Flex recalled the impact of a generous gesture from his friend Chris. "And Chris, he gave me $350 so that I could take Shanice around," Flex said, his voice breaking with emotion. "Wow, it wasn't supposed to tell her." This act of kindness was a lifeline, allowing Flex to create a meaningful experience for Shanice despite their financial constraints. The memory of that moment was not only significant for Flex, but also for everyone who heard the story, as it highlighted the profound impact of friendship and support during times of hardship. Flex Alexander emerged from a challenging background to become a well-known figure in entertainment. His early life, growing up in the projects of the South Bronx, was shaped by harsh realities. The environment was rife with gun violence and rampant drug activity, which permeated the community and created a grim backdrop for Flex's formative years. Despite these obstacles, Flex found solace and expression through dance and comedy, which would later become cornerstones of his career. In his teenage years, Flex was known for his exceptional dancing skills. He spent many nights dancing away at New York nightclubs, where his acrobatic dance moves earned him the nickname Flex. This moniker, derived from his impressive flexibility and dynamic dance style, would later become his stage name, marking the beginning of his journey into the entertainment world. Dance was not merely a hobby for Flex. It was a passion that provided an outlet from the difficulties of his environment. While dance was his first love, comedy was always a natural inclination for Flex. Even as a child, he had a knack for making people laugh. He spent a lot of time hanging out in a barber shop on 125th Street in Harlem, where his humor and quick wit made him a local favorite. These early experiences in the barber shop were formative, helping to hone his comedic skills and build the confidence that would serve him well in his future career. In 1989, Flex took his comedic talents to the stage, making his debut as a stand-up comedian. This move marked the beginning of his professional entertainment career. Flex's comedic roots were deeply embedded in his personality, and his ability to make people laugh was an integral part of his identity. His stand-up routines were characterized by a genuine, relatable humor that resonated with audiences. Flex's transition from comedy to acting was a natural progression. He made his film debut in 1992 with a role in the film Juice, a notable urban drama directed by Ernest R. Dickerson. This film, which starred Tupac Shakur and Omar Epps, provided Flex with an opportunity to showcase his acting abilities and marked his entry into the world of television and film. Following his film debut, Flex ventured into television with the sitcom Where I Live. Despite his growing reputation, the series did not achieve long-term success and was short-lived. However, this early television experience was crucial for Flex, as it provided him with a platform to further develop his craft and gain valuable industry experience. Flex Alexander's role as Michael Jackson in the VH1 biographical movie Man in the Mirror is a lesser-known chapter in his career that is often overshadowed by his more prominent roles. In 2004, the film aired with Flex, standing at 6 feet 3 inches, portraying the iconic pop star. At the time, Michael Jackson was a focal point of media attention, especially with the impending criminal trial that was making headlines. This context heightened interest in any project related to Jackson, including Man in the Mirror. The film aimed to explore the life and career of the King of Pop, but it was marred by several challenges that impacted its reception. One of the most significant issues was the decision by Jackson's legal team to prevent the inclusion of any of his music in the film. Given that Jackson's music was an integral part of his identity and legacy, the absence of his songs in the biopic was a glaring omission. This restriction contributed to the film's lackluster reception and left a significant void in the storytelling. For Flex Alexander, the experience of playing Jackson was fraught with difficulties from the outset. One of the most memorable and problematic aspects of the production was the makeup process. Flex recounted his initial reaction to the makeup trailer, where he was introduced to a giant prosthetic nose that was to be used for his portrayal of Jackson. The prosthetic was intended to help him achieve a closer resemblance to Jackson, whose facial features underwent significant changes over his career. However, Flex was immediately uncomfortable with the idea of wearing it. He expressed his frustration, saying, "I was never going to wear that. You know, I see the makeup. I knew it was going to be trouble when I walked into the makeup and saw the prosthetic nose. I was like, yeah, I'm not wearing that. I'm not wearing that." This strong reaction highlighted Flex's reluctance to compromise his own comfort and authenticity for the sake of a physical resemblance. The decision not to wear the prosthetic nose was just one of the many challenges Flex faced during the production. The film struggled with various issues, including its portrayal of Jackson's life, the lack of his music, and perhaps most critically, the timing of its release amidst the controversy surrounding Jackson's legal troubles. These factors combined to lead to a film that was not well received by critics or audiences, and it ended up being mocked online. Shanice Alexander has been a significant presence in Flex Alexander's life since they married in February 2000. Their relationship, which began with a serendipitous encounter, has endured the tests of time and adversity, reflecting a deep and enduring love. The story of their meeting is almost cinematic in its simplicity and coincidence. Shanice and Flex first crossed paths when Shanice was getting off the elevator at her apartment building. This chance meeting occurred on March 5th, a date that would later hold special significance for them. Remarkably, March 5th would become even more meaningful when their son was born on the same date. This synchronicity in their lives symbolizes the profound connection they share and the serendipitous nature of their relationship. Their marriage, now spanning over 2 decades, is a testament to their commitment and love for each other. Shanice has always been vocal about her admiration for Flex, appreciating not only his talent, but also his presence in her life. She affectionately praises him, saying, "You're talented, you're fine, chalk talk," highlighting both her affection and respect for her husband. Shanice and Flex's relationship has also been highlighted in Shanice's work. Flex appeared in one of her music videos for the song "Relax Yourself, I'm Going to Take Care of You," a testament to their personal and professional partnership. Their collaboration in her music video is not just a professional choice, but a reflection of their strong bond and mutual support. Despite their successful partnership, like any long-term relationship, they have faced challenges. Flex has been open about the realities of maintaining a relationship over the years. In interviews, he acknowledges that relationships are inherently imperfect, noting, "There were ups and downs, but we thought it was a ride or die for our children and us." This honesty underscores the effort and dedication required to sustain a long-term relationship. The foundation of their marriage, according to both Shanice and Flex, is prayer. They attribute their ability to weather the rough patches to their shared faith and constant communication. "We don't have all the answers, but trust God and keep praying every day," Flex explains. This faith-based approach to their relationship has provided them with a framework to navigate difficulties and find solace and strength in each other. During the most challenging times, particularly when his financial situation reached its lowest point, his belief in God served as a crucial anchor. Even when the reality of his circumstances seemed bleak, Flex maintained a steadfast faith, praying regularly and trusting that there was a divine plan for his life. This unwavering spiritual belief played a significant role in his resilience and ability to persevere through adversity. Flex's journey to financial stability was marked by important lessons learned the hard way. The experience of facing severe financial difficulties taught him the importance of prudent financial management. In the past, the Alexanders had struggled with extravagant spending, living as if their financial prosperity would never end. However, those lessons prompted a significant change in their approach to money. Today, Flex emphasizes the importance of spending wisely and managing finances as if no income is forthcoming. This cautious and disciplined approach reflects a deep understanding of financial stability and is a testament to their growth and recovery from previous challenges. Despite the hardships they faced, Flex Alexander and his wife Shanice have managed to rebuild their financial security. As of now, Flex is 53 years old and has achieved a net worth of approximately $5 million. This figure is a remarkable turnaround from the financial difficulties they experienced and represents a successful recovery from their earlier financial troubles. Their journey underscores the power of resilience, faith, and wise financial management in overcoming adversity. Flex and Shanice's experience also offers valuable advice to newlyweds. Their relationship has weathered many storms, and their advice reflects the strength of their partnership. They advocate for perseverance in relationships, encouraging couples to avoid giving up or turning against each other in times of trouble. Instead, they suggest that couples should turn to each other for support, emphasizing the importance of unity and mutual support in overcoming challenges. In addition to their financial and personal growth, Flex remains hopeful about the possibility of reviving his past success. He harbors a desire to see a reboot of his popular sitcom, One on One, reflecting the broader trend of nostalgic reboots from the 90s and 2000s. The success of such reboots has been evident in recent years, with many shows from that era finding new life on modern platforms. Despite his hopes, however, no official announcements have been made regarding the return of One on One to the airwaves. What do you think about the difficulties that Flex Alexander has to go through? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this, and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.